Two of the early season surprises clash in Arizona tonight. The 2-1 Portland Huskies and the 2-1 Phoenix Skyhawks. Who will enter the second quarter of the season as a top 10 team? The Miami Pirates are back at home in front of their crew, hoping to shake off a cross-country loss to San Jose. New York is in town for a battle of Eastern Conference supremacy. And the Fresno Bobcats are in a crowded Pacific Division with every team 500 or better, back at home where they smothered Albuquerque 2 weeks ago. Will the Bandits' getaway car start this time? All that and more will be decided right here tonight on the Virtual Zone. Week 4 rolls on next. Sit back and enjoy the glory of 3 times the football as 90 minutes of UFL action starts now with kickoffs in Fresno, Miami, and eventually Phoenix, which is where we will start with our audio tonight. 2 teams, 2-1, and off to really interesting starts this season as Phoenix returns up to the 23-yard line. The Portland Huskies got crushed in Week 1 against Minnesota, and they looked like their season was not going to be pretty, but they've won 2 in a row. And Phoenix, since Joe Tillo has gotten to town, their new quarterback has been excellent. Still a lot of talent, a lot of meat on the bone left on that Phoenix team. I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine, and I'm here with you all evening long. Your UFL primetime game tonight is Salt Lake at Vegas, a pair of 2-1 teams just beating out Portland and Phoenix for that primetime window tonight. Eric Vincent, Chris Curtis on the call of that ball game later on tonight. Cleveland's in there all whites as Jupiter Jennings for New York gets going with a 17-yard pickup. Terriant for Phoenix gets going with a 10-yard pickup, and both those teams have a first down. New York's in their white tops, black pants. Fresno's in their all purples. Phoenix in their orange and blue. And Miami's in their teal and white tonight. Robert Henson, Ethan Flowers, Ernest McCrae, Jason Osterholt, my goodness, Greg Ostertag. Think outside the box in Robert Crone in the house tonight. And many others watching on your big screen. Joe Tillo for Phoenix, dropping to throw. That pass is caught past the 50-yard line and into Portland territory. Cleveland's got a 3rd and 3 coming up. This is Isaac Covert, and that pass is hauled into the Fresno 41-yard line. Pass caught by Cash Carter. Cleveland may be sporting a different look soon, as rumors are swirling that maybe Carter and Covert are out the door. We'll have to see as Terriant has a first down for Phoenix to the 32-yard line. He's running hard early. Deep shot for New York on 3rd and 12. That ball is caught by Daniel Alvarez for a New York first down. Wow, deep shot just totally beat the safety there. And New York is in the red zone, our first team into the red zone tonight. Our first trivia question of the night is how many running backs in tonight's games will have over 100 yards? How many running backs in tonight's game will have over 100 yards? Put your guesses in the chat, and we'll keep an eye on things down towards the end of the show. Oh, New York scored a touchdown, but A.J. McGee stepped out of bounds. That wipes the touchdown off the board, and Isaac Covert had a wide open receiver down the field for Cleveland, and it was dropped. Now it's 3rd and 10 for New York after that incomplete pass, and maybe the Cleveland Bandits receiver lost that one in the sun. So instead, Cleveland's drive is going to end in a punt. The turf monster scoops up Skylar Vivace. And a short kick from Cleveland will down the ball at the 21. The Fresno Bobcats will take over with their quarterback, Chad Powers. Powers is sacked. New York dumps it off. Robert Henson breaks a tackle. Henson down to the 2 and is just shy of the end zone. 4th and 2 at the 2. Tackle made by Grant Hardaway of Miami. We'll see what New York decides to do. Tarrant on the run for Phoenix. Touchdown, Skyhawks. Unclaimed running back 1, Daryl Tarrant. Jukes out 2 defenders and gets Phoenix a touchdown on their opening drive. Cardiac Squid, ever dangerous, dropped for a 2-yard loss to start the night, and Cleveland's defense off to a good start. Unclaimed corner Boss Cameron on the stop with a little bit of swagger. 3rd down and 19 coming up for Fresno. New York elects to kick the field goal. Phoenix kicks the extra point. And let's go to Fresno now, where the Bobcats have a 3rd down and 19. They are the only offense currently operating at the moment.
You ready?
At their own 12-yard line. Powers will flip it to the outside. Squid eludes 2 different tackles, but just trying to play a little field position. Powers' pass goes for about 4.5, and Fresno will have to punt it away. Back to Miami, where it'll be the Pirates' opening possession of the first half. The Pirates are 6.5-point favorites, despite their loss last week. Very powerful team. New York comes in much improved. High hopes tonight to try and get the upset on the road against the Pirates. The Skyhawks are 2.5-point home favorites, as that ball is hauled in by Buck Wild. And the Bobcats 3.5-point favorites over the Bandits here today at home. A booming punt from Fresno will flip the field. Cleveland will start from their 26-yard line, as Cameron can't really get much off of that. Buck Wild, did he actually make that catch? Very close on the sideline.
Come on, set. 70, Indy. 54. Get it.
Rob Crone fires. That one a little bit behind his intended receiver, but it is caught. Heavy dose of Jaden Swift to start this game
Down. 30 base.
for the Cleveland offense. Miami is across the 50.
Hit it.
As Crone dumps that over the middle on 2nd down and 2. That'll be enough for a 1st down. The pass caught by Tiberius Bovine Jr. Emmanuel Blackman, upper left-hand corner for Portland, is going to air it out deep on a 3rd down and 9, and the ball got there but just couldn't find his intended receiver, and Portland will have to punt it away on their first possession. So a really nice start for the Phoenix Skyhawks, who at the moment are the only team above 500 in their division, the Southwest Division, which includes Houston at 2-2, and then Austin and El Paso each still winless on the season at 0-3.
Ready? 10 Lobo.
2nd down and 9 for Miami at the New York 45-yard line.
Now.
3rd and 2 coming up for Miami. Cleveland will have to punt again. The defense is off to a strong start in California. Better punt this time from Cleveland. Fresno will start at their own 34. Phoenix is going to get the football back. Rob Crone moving Miami's methodically down the field. Now 4 for 4 to 31 yards. That is Bullet Boletsky on the catch. Miami's adjustment this week was to get Boletsky more time on the field, more snaps on the field. Cleveland this week wanted to tighten up the pass coverage, so we'll see how they do against Fresno's explosive passing attack.
Got it.
Set, watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. You ain't going nowhere.
Fire.
New York wanted to improve on third down as Boletsky gets the handoff.
Is that all you got? Oh, you better come hard next time, son.
5.5 to go in the first quarter. Still early here as Terriant gets another carry. 7-0 is our only touchdown of the game. That's Terriant for Phoenix. New York has a field goal. Miami is sucking time off this first quarter. 5:10 to go in the first, and their drive continues. On a 2nd down and 5, they hand it off to Boletsky. Not a ton there, so it'll be 3rd down for Miami. Fresh set of downs for Phoenix at the 41-yard line. 3rd and 1 for Fresno at their own 43. Fresno's got the first down and a lot more up to the Cleveland 46-yard line. Randall's first carry goes for 12. And wide open. Crone's pass is caught. 5 of 5 for 44 yards. Nobody covering that receiver. I mean, he was all alone. That is a blown assignment there for the Lightning as Miami has entered into the red zone. Fresno is across the 50. Brennan with that last catch for Miami. Squid on a draw for the Bobcats. He'll get 4. Deep shot. Caught! Vivase down the field to the 19-yard line. Big play in the Phoenix game. Joe Tillo, 5 for 5 for 68 yards. He loops that one over. Meanwhile, Miami's got Buck Wild down to the 1-yard line. 59 passing yards on the opening drive for Miami, and while they are trailing, they are moving the football quite nicely, but a beautiful lofting pass from Tillo to Vivase, who was covered by a linebacker, upper left-hand corner. You can see the replay on that. That one goes for 20. Chad Powers, deep shot for Fresno, and the Bobcats are in the red zone. Handoff Boletsky, he dives through. And we now have all 3 teams currently in the red zone, although Miami did just score. Joe Tillo standing strong in the pocket, going to take off and run. A diving defender missed him, and Joe Tillo walks into the end zone for a touchdown. Phoenix 2 touchdowns on their first 2 possessions. And for Tillo, that's his first rushing touchdown of the season. An 11-play, 73-yard, 5-minute, 25-second drive for Miami that results in a Pirate touchdown, so it's 7-3 there. 14-0 Phoenix on top, and Portland has not even gotten a first down yet. Let's go to Fresno, who's our only remaining team in the red zone, and Squid takes another loss. Cleveland's defense has been all over the ground attack today. Carlos Berry, unclaimed defensive tackle, with that takedown.
Got it.
52, Mike 52. I'm coming. Whip.
3rd down and 6 at the 16 for Chad Powers. Powers looking, got absolutely crushed. And the pass was dropped at about the 4-yard line. That was Denard Byam who had an opportunity to make that catch. Look at Powers, lower right-hand corner. He got taken down. By the way, Rob Crone, the quarterback for Miami, 9 touchdowns, no picks coming into the game. Did not throw a touchdown on that first drive, but completed everything he threw. Blackman gets his first completion of the day, and Fresno will have to settle for 3 in the red zone. So let's go back to Phoenix, where Portland is down 14-0 early, just trying to extend an offensive drive here. Handoff to Eric Guger, and that will be a first down to the 34. Rahman saying that he saw himself wide open. Chad Powers missed the boat. Hand off to Guger. Look at Phoenix extending the defense out there. 3rd down and 11 for Brando Black in New York, and that pass is fired to the sidelines and incomplete. So a quick drive for the Lightning, and they'll have to punt it away after the Miami touchdown. That pass was intended for Alvarez. That's a tough ball for Alvarez. You got to give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds with the ball. That one just kind of floated on Black. 2nd and 8 for Portland, and a flag I think is going to be on Phoenix for a face mask, so that will extend the Portland Husky drive. Deep kick from New York. Miami will start from their 29-yard line.
Automatic 1st down.
Isaac Covert nearly throws an interception. Fresno should have taken that one back to the house.
Push him back. Push him back.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Portland is across, well, never mind. I was going to say across the 50 for the first time today, but Eric Guger only 5 yards on his first 6 carries. Rob Crone delivers to the sideline of the 47-yard line. He is 7 for 7 for 77 yards to start this game. Completing 79% of his passes this season. It's hard to believe that Miami lost to San Jose and only scored 17 points. They have been really good through the first 3 weeks of the season. 2nd down and 12. Portland sticking with the ground game, and the juke takes Sanders out of bounds. So 3rd down and 6 coming up. That game has 33 seconds left in the first. Rob Crone all day to throw. That pass is complete. Covert in trouble. Covert is sacked on 3rd and 11 for Cleveland. So Fresno at the end of the quarter is going to get off the field. 3rd down and 6. Emmanuel Blackman's pass is caught, and the Portland drive continues as that is nearing the end of the first quarter. Fresno brings a DB blitz. Crone, deep shot down the field. That's his first incompletion over the head of the intended target. So now 3rd down and 4 coming up for Miami at the New York 47-yard line.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score Cardinals 14.
Beautiful stadium in Phoenix. Rob Crone fires short side. That is caught. Down to the New York 38-yard line. Miami's drive will continue. That is Terrell Cooper. And a 1st down for Miami. Emmanuel Blackman dumps it off. 3 for 3 on this drive for 22 yards. 2nd and 7 as Portland is approaching the red zone. Rahman still without a catch in the first half. Powers going to try to rectify that for Fresno.
Check. Walk 54. Walk 54. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man.
Blackman tries to set something up on the outside, and that turns into a mess. Phoenix's defense flying around the field right now. That was unclaimed linebacker to Michael Terrell. Buck Wild in the open field on 1st and 10. And he almost got the 1st down. Powers pass incomplete. 3rd and 6 for Fresno coming up. Huge 3rd down and 9 here for Portland. Trying to get points on the board. Blackman against some pressure, has a man down the field. It is incomplete, dropped by Fort, and Powers tried to set up the screen, and that's no good. Fresno will have to punt again, but man, a beautiful throw from Blackman right where the blitz came from on a little wheel route from Fort, and he just could not hold on. A monster hit delivered by unclaimed corner Nnamdi Ajuka. Well, Fresno punts, back and forth we go in California as the Bobcats punt will go into the end zone. This is a 48-yard field goal for Portland, and that kick is no good. The kicker didn't get enough of that one. And the Huskies come up empty, putting a solid drive together. That one a little bit short, maybe a little bit off to the right. Let's go to Miami, where the Pirates on their second drive of the game have a 3rd down and 2, and Boletsky's got a first down. 18 yards on his first 7 carries for a score. But New York's defense has yet to get a stop against this powerful Miami attack. Joe Tillo deep and a little off the mark. Jaden Swift's up to 9 carries here in the first half for Cleveland, but it's the Bobcats up 3-0. Total yards just 49-34 in that contest in favor of Fresno. Isaac Covert against a blitz, goes down. And Phoenix gets the ball to their own 49-yard line, 158 yards in the first half. Boletsky takes another carry for Miami, but not much running room there. New York's run defense has been solid, but it's been their defense against Rob Crone in this passing attack that's been problematic. Cleveland's got a punt again. Punt City in the lower right-hand corner. 2nd down and 9, and Boletsky, and he is swallowed up in the backfield. Wrapped up by Rose Black making the play. Excellent TFL. Getting off the block and forcing Miami into a 3rd and long situation on their second possession of the game. 2nd down and 12 for Joe Tillo and the Skyhawks, up 14-0. And off to Tarrant. He's up to 66 yards on his first 11 carries. 9 runs, 11 passes for Miami here in the first half. They have definitely had the better time of possession. 3rd down and 10. Pocket getting a little dicey for Crone, but delivers again for a first down. Deep shot, Tillo down the field, down to the 3-yard line. 7 of 8 for 123 yards. That's Jaqua Powers, unclaimed, with the beautiful catch down the field, beating the coverage. 95 yards on his first 2 grabs. Tillo trusts his receiver. The safety gets there late. And Powers nearly scored on that one. It's all Phoenix in the first half against Portland in this major matchup out west. Handoff Boletsky for Miami around the left side to the 11. Tough sledding. 19 yards on 10 carries. Tillo now trying to get Phoenix in the end zone. That pass is caught for a score. Touchdown Skyhawks again. Hakeem Manu-Maluna with the touchdown grab. Also unclaimed on this Phoenix offense. The Skyhawks 20-0. And that's Manu-Maluna's first touchdown of the season. Man, I am stunned. The Phoenix Skyhawks. Where has this team come from? They lost their opening game. Let's go to, we're going to stay in the red zone here with Miami. 3rd and 12 at the 14-yard line. They run a draw. That is not what you want to see right there. That was born on the carry, so 4th down and 12. Miami will just settle for 3. Take the conservative approach. Don't want to turn the ball over here. New York really has not proven they can stop you all that much in the passing game, so kind of surprising they didn't let Rob Crone throw it, but Miami will take the 31-yard chip shot, and we will send our audio to Fresno, where Cleveland's trying to get the offense going. That game is just 3-0. With 7 minutes to go in the first half. Portland already finds themselves down 3 scores. But anyway, what I was saying about Phoenix, they lost in week 1, 13-27 to St. Louis. And, you know, the Rivermen played a pretty great game as Covert just throws a screen pass into the ground. But after that, or since then, Phoenix has been on a tear, beating Charlotte 40-20, beating Houston 27-25, but their offense was electric in that game, and they already have 21 in the first half here tonight. Blackman in the sun, flinging that one near side to pick up 4 yards. No significant weather in any of these games today. Beautiful day across these great United States. Isaac Covert will take the check down for Cleveland, but Jaden Swift takes a bit of an off-target pass and goes nowhere. The Bandits have to punt again. It's got to be 10 punts in the first half over there. Let's go to Phoenix, where Portland has just crossed the 50-yard line, trying to get their offense moving. You can expect some slight schedule adjustments moving forward for the rest of the season. Just a bit of housekeeping here. We're just trying to improve operations and the customer experience by making sure our games are, we don't have games on back-to-back nights, trying to space everything out, give everybody their due in their opportunity to play. It'll extend the season about 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah, I think it's all worth it in the end as we continue to evaluate and improve operations, as Emmanuel Blackman gets a first down to the Phoenix 38-yard line. We'll also be sending out a survey to customers and viewers to see how they are enjoying and engaging with the product, just so we can have an opportunity to continue to make it better for you. So keep an eye out for that before the week is up. Let's see, let's go to California as Cardiac Squid is taken down by the Turf Monster. A really surprisingly quiet first half for Cardiac Squid and really running backs in general. We asked the question at the beginning of the night. There's a hold on Portland, so they were about to be in the red zone, and now that's coming back. The first question of the night was how many runners would get over 100 yards, and right now the answer is looking like 0. Crone 11 of 13 for 116 yards now, as that pass got some yardage back.
We got 4. We got 4.
Third down and 4 for Chad Powers and the Fresno Bobcats. That pass is caught at the Cleveland 40 in triple coverage. Unclaimed, Denard Byam. A lot of great players sitting out here just waiting for your name. Look at this throw and catch. Grabs it over the top of one defender, lower right-hand corner, and then twists his body and gets sandwiched by 2 other defenders and makes the grab. Miami, meanwhile, it goes 3 and out. So New York's defense starting to get things going. Fresno starting to get things going. Powers now 9 of 13 for 89 yards. 111 total yards, and they are in scoring position. That's Tom Rahman with his second catch of the drive.
Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Here we go.
Nearing the red zone there. Play fake for Powers. Firing to the end zone. That pass is incomplete, and his back got absolutely cracked. Portland stalls again, just outside scoring position. They missed a 48-yarder. That would have been a 55. So Portland does not attempt the field goal there, and they have to punt again. Powers on a 2nd down and 10. Fires, and that's swatted away by a linebacker. Rob Henson Jr., 2 carries for -5 yards in the first half. Miami all over the hybrid fullback. Skylar Vivase takes another carry around the end for a first down. Powers' pass is incomplete. Another big-time hit by the Cleveland Bandits. This time Byam can't hold on, and it's 4th down for Fresno and 10. They'll probably have to take the points. as Robert Henson Jr. muscles his way for 6 yards to make it a more manageable 3rd and 7 for New York. A 42-yard field goal for Fresno as Brandon Black has a 4th down and 7. It just takes the check down. Couldn't find anybody open. That's not going to do it. New York's going to have to punt the football away as the field goal was good for Fresno, making it 6-0. Let's go back to Phoenix now, where Tillo and the Skyhawks are back to work trying to expand on a 21-0 advantage in the first half. Otherwise, we've only had 1 touchdown, and that was a 1-yard run from Bullet Boletsky. Joe Tillo's run to the 33-yard line is going to bring up Phoenix short of the first down. So Cleveland on the return down 6-0. Very defensive contest. Let's go back to Miami. They'll draw to Boletsky, and he will get just 4 yards. New York's defense holding their own. Cleveland has a first down at the 23. Might get the 2-minute offense going here pretty soon. Boletsky finally some room to run, and Cleveland finally some room down the field to complete a pass. That's a first down for both Miami and Cleveland. Hill on that last reception for the Bandits.
Break. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Rip left.
And off Boletsky. New York just hurting that dude. Picks up 3 well-earned yards. 3:10 to go in the first half. This is the 31st play of the first half for Miami. They'll run a draw. Back to Boletsky. This time has some space. First down. Miami's been very methodical offensively tonight. Now Portland is taking over. They're in 2-minute offense, down 21-0. Maybe they can get something going before the end of the first half, as is Cleveland, now at the Fresno 41-yard line. Isaac Covert needs to get rid of it. Covert now going to take off and run and get sacked. Blake with the takedown, an 11-yard loss. Meanwhile, Portland is back across the 50-yard line. No huddle for Cleveland on 2nd and 21, and Covert wildly inaccurate there looking for Carter. Now Blackman takes a check down to about the 40, picked up 4. The drive continues for Portland. All 3 timeouts across the board everywhere. 2-minute warning in Miami, as the Pirates are putting together a drive. Jaden Swift takes the handoff to the Fresno 44. Now Blackman over the middle. That's caught. You have to imagine Portland's still just a little bit outside of field goal range. Crone's pass incomplete, a little bit inaccurate in the second quarter, now 11 of 16. 38 seconds and counting for Portland, and Cleveland's drive stalls out, so they have to punt again. Blackman down the field, caught. Portland's in the red zone, and they will call their first timeout with 31 seconds left. Miami's still on the move, but did not get out of bounds. That's Bovine Jr. with the catch. First down to the New York 37-yard line. Blackman to throw for Portland. Dumps it off down to about the 9. Timeout Huskies. So 24 seconds left. If they could get off a quick play, maybe 4 seconds or so, 4 to 5 seconds, if it's in the field of play, they might have another opportunity to run another play. If they can get out of bounds, that would be ideal. But if they can't, it's just going to depend on how much with the 10-second runoff, how much time is left on that clock. No less than 19. Blackman back to pass. That pass is caught at the 5, but breaking a tackle, looking for extra yards. Down to about 18, and I don't think that's enough time. With the 10-second runoff, Portland will burn that last time out to set up one final play at 5 seconds, and that's exactly what happens. Blackman cannot get it off. And a touchdown for Miami puts the Pirates up 16-3. Tiberius Bovine Jr. from Rob Crone, and Crone now has 10 touchdowns, no interceptions this season, continuing his roughing up of defensive backfield. So Portland ends up with a field goal at the end of the half. You say, well, 5 seconds, you're at the, what about the 4-yard line? 3-yard line, maybe you try to go for it, but you could end up with nothing there. So Portland takes the points, but they certainly were hoping for a little bit more at the end of the first half. Miami's extra point is good. 17-3, 9-play, 80-yard drive. So Miami's had 11-play and 9-play touchdown drives here in the first half. And they are simply just keeping New York off the field. A 17-3 margin there. Start of the second half in California, it's 6-0 Bobcats. The Fresno Bobcats gave up just 7 points at home when they beat Albuquerque 24-7, and so far tonight, Cleveland has scored nothing. So 1:01 left for New York. They have all 3 timeouts. Maybe they can get something going. We're at the half in Phoenix. 21-3. There's your first half numbers. 8.8 yards per play for Phoenix. Neither team has a turnover. Portland has just not been able to finish drives as Powers starts the third quarter with a completion. Fresno right now in the driver's seat, but it's a precarious one. Trying to get to 3-1. Brando Black trying to lead New York on a 2-minute drill, and that pass into the sun, that's a tough throw right there because you're turning around looking for the ball. Most of this stadium currently is in the shade, but there's that one right on the Miami sideline. There's that one, or New York sideline rather, pocket where it is still sunny. Black over the middle, that is hauled in. First down to the 37-yard line. Good catch over the middle there by Daniel Alvarez, his second grab. So 42 seconds left, New York with all 3 timeouts. Can they get any points before the break? Black, all kinds of time, but has to hurry. That is a sack for Dexter Murdoch. And that's going to make things much more difficult for the New York Lightning, who just have not been able to get in a rhythm in this first half because Miami has dominated the game offensively. 222 yards for Phoenix in that first half. Portland does get a 2-for-1 here, so that is something for the Huskies. Black's pass is incomplete. Now it's 3rd down and 21. Oh, great job by Fresno downing that ball at the 1-yard line. Haven't seen a lot of punts down inside the 5 so far tonight, but that one was a beauty, and now Cleveland is backed up in their own territory. You can see that Fresno's been getting after Covert. This handoff goes to Jupiter Jennings, and New York in a 3rd down and 21 is thinking, look, if we don't force Miami to burn a timeout here, they're going to get the ball with all 3 timeouts, and that is not an ideal situation. We're just going to run it. Picks up 14 yards and will likely put Miami in a deeper hole for the final 20 seconds of this first half. This punt is going to bounce into the end zone, but there's only 14 seconds left on the clock, and Isaac Covert gets one of his best passes off of the night, a 21-yard completion for a first down out to the 30-yard line. Miami is playing out the stretch here to end the first half. Miami 17, New York 3. A very impressive first half for the 2-1 Miami Pirates. A very impressive first half for the 2-1 Phoenix Skyhawks, but Portland is on the move. That's where we'll send our audio. Under 10 to go in the third quarter. Trying to put something together. Emmanuel Blackman off the play fake, looking for someone to get open. Nobody's open, so he's going to take off and run. Blackman gets out of bounds safely to the Phoenix 47-yard line. He's got 19 yards tonight. Blackman drops to throw, fires caught to the 27-yard line. So first down for Portland, nearing scoring position. And Cleveland got called for another flag. Moving it back, second down and 14. My goodness, the Bandits running in quicksand tonight. And so far here on game night, we've only had 2 teams score touchdowns. Portland is now down to the 21-yard line. Here's our second trivia question of the night. Who will be the next team to score a touchdown? Put it in the chat. Portland would be the easy answer right now. They're at the Phoenix 21-yard line, but they don't have a touchdown tonight. Neither does Cleveland, Fresno, or New York. Blackman drops to throw. That pass is caught down to the 4-yard line. Huskies 4 yards away. And they would make this a 11-point game. Beletsky crushed again, loss of 2. Jenkins on the tackle. 47 yards on 16 carries for Beletsky. Here's a pylon cam of that Portland catch. Trying to get out of bounds. Jaden Swift has Cleveland down to the Fresno 33-yard line. $7:55 to go in the third quarter. Read option, Blackman, Phoenix all over that. Lost 3 yards. Covert's pass over the middle incomplete, and Miami struggling a little bit to get going once more. Third down and 12 for the Pirates, up 14. New York's defense playing a little better. How will they do on third and long? 3rd and 3 for Cleveland. Covert sacked, and a deep shot for Miami for a first down to the 44-yard line. Another, and that's the slot guy again. I mean, this is not one of the star caliber receivers for Miami, as Guger takes the handoff on 2nd and goal. He can't get in. But Rob Crone just finding the open receiver. That's a backbreaker for New York. 3rd and 12 with a chance to get off the field, and this is play number 41 for Miami's offense today. 3rd down and goal for Portland. Blackman looking, back of the end zone, out of bounds. And Cleveland punting it away. That'll get to about the 11, return to the 14. Miami's got a 2nd down and 2. And Portland will have to take 3 points again, twice inside the 10-yard line. First down for Miami, 10 minutes to go. Chad Powers sacked on a play fake again down to the 7-yard line. Penny Lane with the sack for Cleveland. Hand off Beletsky, and he's starting slowly but surely to find a little bit of running room. 258 total yards for the Pirates in this game. They continue to play keep away from New York's offense. Portland with back-to-back field goals, and with 6:35 to go in the third, they have made this a 2-score game and competitive again. Crone's pass incomplete. It's 3rd and 1. Chad Powers' pass is caught. Fresno's got a 3rd down and 9 at the 15-yard line. 3rd and 1 for Miami. Play fake to Bullet. Deep shot. Cronin just a little bit off target. Looking for Buck Wild. Screen pass to Cardiac Squid, and he's taken down from behind. Cleveland's defense comes up with yet another stop. Portland actually has more yards than Phoenix tonight, 226 to 222. Miami will settle for a 46-yard field goal. That kick is good, and they extend their lead 20-3. As the world turns with who's going to be next into the end zone. This Cleveland-Fresno game is something else, man. Look, nice punt return all the way to the 47-yard line. That's Boss Cameron. Joe Tillo, 10 of 12 for 138 yards. Don't forget, coming up, UFL primetime tonight, Salt Lake Hornets at Vegas Devils. Chris Curtis, Eric Vinson have your call this evening. Another pair of 2-1 teams. Nobody's undefeated and nobody's winless here in tonight's UFL block as Tillo's pass is complete. Jaden Swift to the Fresno 41, and now Cleveland is the closest to scoring a touchdown. Emmanuel Blackman said Portland. Henson and Hardaway said Miami. Kane said Portland. Neal said Cleveland. Ernest said New York. Still some possibilities out there if you want to get your guess in that you already haven't submitted. Brando Black with a catch first, or with a completion to Gordon. 1st down to the 40-yard line. Back to the ground game with Swift. Cleveland really hammering Jaden Swift tonight. 16 for 74, not too shabby. Phoenix is in the red zone now. 4:36 to go in the 3rd quarter. Eric Vinson's getting his guess in for Phoenix now. Trying to steal one in the 11th hour. Oh, New York has a big run to the Miami 29-yard line. Haven't seen a lot of that from any ground game. That is Jupiter Jennings, 6 for 63. He's able to slip to the outside, and now the New York Lightning, for the first time in a long time, have an interesting opportunity here down 17. Cleveland is also in scoring position, but they face a 3rd down and 10 after Swift is dropped for a loss at the Fresno 31-yard line. New York at the 29, 1st and 10, draw, Henson Jr., lot of space. New York is in the red zone. Phoenix, screen, and not much there on 3rd down and 4. Portland gets the stop. This game night is just one giant tease. 2nd down and inches. Now Cleveland is in the red zone. Jennings has a 1st down. Hill's been pretty active for Cleveland tonight, 3 for 53. Phoenix will have to settle for the field goal. 2:30 left to go in the 3rd. 29-yard attempt is good. All right, 1st down and 10 for both Cleveland and New York in the red zone. Black's pass caught inside the 10, and Cleveland's run down to the 7-yard line. Simultaneous touchdown opportunities. Covert and Black both out of the gun, bottom of your screen. They send Swift in motion, handoff Jupiter Jennings down to the 1-yard line. Covert looking over the middle, that pass is deflected into a crowd. 3rd down and 5, Cleveland. New York 2nd and goal at the 1. Play fake. Black all day to throw. Black's got to find somebody open. He does. It's a touchdown, New York. And then it's a Cleveland touchdown, but it does. New York, no. New York dropped it. New York dropped the touchdown. Cash Carter is in the end zone, and Cleveland is your trivia winner. Oh, my goodness. I thought New York had a score. 3rd and goal at the 1. Handoff to Henson Jr. He's in for the New York touchdown. And that's great for Lightning fans, but if you're the first person that guessed Cleveland, you win, and that's Neil Rivers. Unbelievable. I thought New York had a score. So finally, a touchdown in California. Cleveland has taken a 7-6 advantage. The extra point is good for New York, and it's now 20-10 with 5:36 to go in the 3rd there. That game has the most time remaining. Here at the Virtual Football Network headquarters, it's been a very difficult week for us, dealing with some family health issues that are very, very unfortunate. So keep your UFL family, your UFL admin family, I should say, in your thoughts and prayers. And, you know, we're doing our best over here. Hope you guys are enjoying tonight's game night so far. As that pass is caught. Wow, Fresno. That's Tom Rahman. What a catch, Rahman. 4 catches for 50 yards. Look at the lower right-hand corner of your screen. That is a tough catch by Rahman in some tight coverage. As Boletsky breaks free. Boletsky in the open field is gone. 71 yards. Man, New York put in all that work to get back in this game, and Boletsky in one play says sayonara. That was the corner, Antonio Dawson crashing down, unable to corral Boletsky, and just like that, Miami's back up 16. All right, let's go to Fresno now, where Rahman has another catch. The Bobcats are trying to answer. Cleveland's touchdown. The Bandits have a 7-6 lead. And right now, that is your only one-score game, let alone two-score game. Chad Powers looking for someone to get open, and he takes a sack. That's the second tonight for unclaimed defensive end Kalum Malone. By the way, Boletsky, that's his second run of over 70 yards this season. He is the first player this season to have multiple 70-plus yard touchdown runs. Jupiter Jennings, 8 carries, 71 yards, having a nice day. But New York has often not been on the field. That obviously, that last drive was abnormal for Miami's offense. But Black starts this drive with an 8-yard completion, 2nd down and 2.
Here we go. 10 Lobo.
Black play fake. Where is he throwing that? That was a total misfire from Brando Black. And Really a missed opportunity. 3rd down and 23 for Fresno after the sack. There's not a lot of 3rd and 23s in the playbook. Muhammad with the catch, but Fresno's going to have to punt it away. And that's with 10 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. This pass on 3rd down and 2 is hauled in. Daniel Alvarez probably on the receiving end of Brando Black's best throw of the day. Black zips that one in there right behind that slot DB. Cleveland is 0-2 on the road this season. Fresno 1-0 at home. You can see Covert 8 of 13 in the first half, 6 of 8 in the second half with 87 yards and a touchdown. So he's managed to light a spark. Tillo is sacked on 2nd down and 1, and New York goes down the field again, but an incomplete pass. 3rd and 11 for Phoenix. Kind of a sleepy second half in Phoenix. They got out to that 21-0 lead, and then Portland had back-to-back field goals, but just was unable to build up enough momentum. Jaden Swift up to 86 yards on 19 carries. By the way, we're tracking 100-yard rushers tonight. Swift has 86. Jennings is also over 80. Boletsky is your first over 100 tonight. Tarrant for Phoenix on that carry, and he's got 110, and an interception for Miami. Pass picked off by unclaimed strong safety Derek Palacios. I think that's our first turnover of the day. And Brando Black just did not see the sinking safety. Cleveland tries to dump it off to Swift on a screen, and that's not doing much. There's Crone's updated numbers. This game has gotten away from the Lightning. They were right in this thing 20-10 just about 5 minutes ago.
Crunch time, defense.
So right now we have 2 rushers over 100. Oh, Jaden Swift is over 100 there. Breaks out past the 25 to the 23. 124 on 20 carries for Jaden Swift. A huge play. Look at Swift with the tough running. The Bandits right back in business. Emmanuel Blackman already giving GGs in the chat to Phoenix as they continue their drive with 8:10 to go. 1st down and 10 at the 22-yard line here for Covert, and his pass is caught down to the 5-yard line. Meanwhile, Chris Andrews with the catch for Phoenix to the 28 for a 1st down. That's Hill again. 70 yards for Hill on the day. Annie Beaverhausen's been quiet. So it's Tarrant, Boletsky, Swift over 100 yards. That's 3. Jennings is the closest to making it 4. Cardiac Squid and Eric Guger, surprisingly very quiet games tonight. Tarrant's having himself a day for Phoenix.
53, Mike. Watch the run.
Phoenix has winless El Paso and winless Austin next. Back-to-back division games. So, if Phoenix can continue this momentum, they could be 5-1 through 6 weeks. Portland going to get the stop as Phoenix stays conservative just to milk the clock. Miami's in the red zone, and Cleveland's in the red zone. Play fake to Swift, and Isaac Covert throws incomplete. That pass nearly hauled in, but it'll set up a 3rd down and goal. Terrell Cooper with the catch for Miami has a 2nd and 1 on the 10-yard line. All Pirates, all Skyhawks right now, and a couple of duds. 27-6 Phoenix. Of course, not a dud for Miami and Phoenix fans. 3rd down and goal for Covert, and the Bandits All kinds of room for Covert. The pass over the middle is incomplete. Looking for Swift. And Miami's got another touchdown. Rob Crone, still no interceptions, and Bovine Jr.'s got his second of the night. Cleveland going to take the points. Bovine Jr. up to 5 receiving touchdowns in his first 4 games. Cleveland's field goal is good, so they now lead 10-6. Portland will get a shot here with under 6 to go. They'll be in the no huddle. Man, Miami, New York was in this game. They just have not gotten enough defensive stops. Wow, 34-10. That's a shocker. New York made a lot of improvements from last week to this. They held on to beat the Cleveland Bandits, who are beating 2-1 Fresno right now. 6:20 left. Chad Powers trots back out onto the field for Fresno as Blackman goes long, and that pass is knocked away. Blackman 22 of 28 for 194. There you see Brando Black's updated numbers. 9 of 19, not going to cut it. Deep shot, Powers, incomplete. Oh, man. That was close. Portland's drive stays alive as Black throws another incompletion here. 119 passing yards for New York tonight. And I'll tell you who's been really quiet, Ryzen Rodriguez. Their second top receiver. This has been a no-show. Jupiter Jennings dropped for a loss in the backfield. Big play for Portland down the field to the Phoenix 13-yard line. That pass caught by Willis. His first of the day for 47 yards. Chad Powers for Fresno's got the ball up to the 47-yard line. Bobcats on the move. Blackman is taken down. Unclaimed defensive tackle Devarius Saint making the play there for Phoenix. No huddle for Portland in the red zone. Blackman to the sideline, caught at the 11, 3rd and 8 coming up for Portland. Your pressure point is lower right-hand corner of the screen with 5:08 to go. 10-6 Cleveland. Chad Powers, play fake, deep shot, pass is almost intercepted. Threw that one dangerously into double coverage. Handoff, Eric Guger, touchdown, Portland. And New York has to punt again. Deep shot, Powers, that pass is caught! Touchdown, Fresno, are you kidding me? What a bomb! Chad Powers to DeMichael Crawford, the 4th receiver on the depth chart. One-on-one jump ball, 52 yards, mossed him. Fresno retakes the lead, what a throw! Extra point is good, and Fresno is back on top with 4:55 to play. Man, I mean, that was the play of the night, and we haven't had very many. That was a heck of a play for Crawford. That is his second catch, and if you can believe it, you know what his first catch went for? A 52-yard touchdown. So Crawford has now done this twice this season. That is unbelievable. So Fresno will kick it away. Cleveland, look at the total yards. Miami 408 to 199.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
As Beletsky continues to chew clock. He's up to 148. There's Swift's 124. I think the only question is whether Jupiter Jennings can get to 100 and give us 4, or if that correct answer will be 3. Beletsky's got a first down. Now Cleveland has a chance to tie or take the lead with 4:45 remaining. Covert's pass is complete. They're up to 154.
Down. 8, read.
Wild Bill.
4:20 left. What can Cleveland do? Down 3. Covert's got a clean pocket. Fires over the middle. That is complete. Is it enough for a first down? It is shy. Meanwhile, Portland is down 2 scores, 2:50 to go. They're going to start burning timeouts here. Not totally out of it at the moment. As Covert's pass is incomplete, it'll be 3rd and inches Cleveland. Shout out to all the defenders playing tonight. Dante Doom III, Rose Black, St. Louis, Kane Vasquez, Rip Cubby, Dexter Murdoch, Robert Crone, Grant Hardaway, Ryan Proster, and Brooke O'Neal, along with Penny Lane. Oh, that pass is picked off! Picked off in Fresno! Off the deflection, this game has gone absolutely bonkers down the stretch. Let's look at this again. Covert trying to drive Cleveland down the field. That ball is knocked up in the air and intercepted. And a fumble in the Miami game is recovered by Miami. Just that's the way it's gone for the Pirates. Wow. Comes in and gets it scooped up at the last minute. Emery Huell with the pass deflection there for Portland. Did they get off the field? Yes, they did. So Fresno has the football back. Up 3 with 3:25 to go. And Phoenix is going to deaden this punt at the 5, but Portland does have 2 timeouts as Miami's field goal is good. Portland does have 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. They're down 2 scores. Phoenix still not totally out of the woods yet as Rahman makes yet another reception for Fresno. He's having a great night. All right, Portland is the pressure point at the moment because they are trailing down 2 scores. They will start their no-huddle offensive drive from inside their own 10 on the other side of the 2-minute warning. It looks like Miami is going to improve to 3-1. New Orleans is second in that division at 2-2, but have already lost to Miami. So a comfortable 2-game lead there. 2nd down and 6 for Blackman and Portland. Blackman checks it down. That's caught for a first down on the 19-yard line. Meanwhile, 3rd down and 7 for Fresno. Cleveland's got to get off the field. 2:20 left. If the ball's in the field of play, Cleveland will call timeouts to preserve some time. That pass is incomplete, so they don't have to call any of their timeouts. They'll keep all 3 in their back pocket with 2:16 remaining. Portland's no-huddle offense just going too slow at their own 23-yard line. Miami's next games, they host Charlotte and then they host Rochester. Whoa, that would be a that's going to be a big-time game towards the end of this month between Miami and Rochester, potentially 2 of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Phoenix is called for a face mask, so that's going to keep the Portland drive moving forward down the field to their own 40-yard line. All right, here comes Covert.
Come on, set. 10 Lobo.
2:10 left and all 3 timeouts for Cleveland. A field goal ties, a touchdown potentially wins it. as Black's pass is caught. Covert's pass is caught. Blackman's pass is caught, although it's not going to do Portland much good. 1:02 to play. Covert, 2:05 left, gets another play off before the warning, dumps it off to Swift. Now they're at the 2-minute warning. Blackman, 50 seconds left. He's going to bomb it down the field. That pass is tipped up, bomb it up in the air and intercepted. Intercepted by Phoenix. Going back the other way. The big linebacker only has linemen to beat, and Phoenix is going to get a pick six and put that game away. Deep shot, Covert's pass, caught for Cleveland, down to the 19-yard line of Fresno in double coverage. Cash Carter with the grab for the Bandits. No huddle quickly, 1:38 left. Covert inside the 15, wrestling for extra yards down to the 12-yard line. A touchdown wins it for Cleveland. 1:16 left. Second down and 3. Covert looking, taking a sack back at the 28-yard line.
They can't stop us. They cannot hold us down. We're going to keep
10-second runoff. They'll get back at it.
Faster!
Under a minute to go. Covert, 3rd and 15, just takes just a check down. Doesn't force it. Cleveland, it looks like, will end up with a field goal here. As long as everything is good on the hold, from 42 yards should be within range to tie the game. Cleveland got it, and will we finally have a UFL overtime? 48 seconds left. Cleveland and Fresno all knotted at 13, and that game was a snore through the first 3 quarters of this one, and the 4th quarter has been nothing but exciting. Emmanuel Blackman, 30 for 37 today. That was his first interception, so he didn't have a terrible day, but obviously the score looks much worse than maybe the game was, as Blackman goes long, finds a receiver to the 49-yard line. Down to 22 seconds left. The Huskies in no huddle, down by 21, so they're not going to be calling any timeouts. Blackman fires far side, and that is intercepted. And he is gone again. Phoenix, 2 defensive touchdowns in 40 seconds. Oh no. That is an ugly way for Portland to finish out this one.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
44 seconds left for Fresno. Fires far side, a lot of running room, and out of bounds at the 40. Oh, they said he did not get out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Fresno will hold on to some timeouts until they get closer. No, they'll call one there with 31 seconds left.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Hurd with that last catch. 2 pick sixes for Phoenix allows the Skyhawks to get their second 40-burger of the season, 41-13. Miami's working on one of their own. They are all over New York tonight, 37-10. That one, unfortunately, was only competitive for just a little while. Valetsky's up to 165 as Fresno calls a timeout here with 27 seconds on their own 42. They have 1 timeout. They won't take it next play. Powers has a second down and 8. Clean pocket. Fresno needing something to happen here. Powers finally gets rid of it. That pass is incomplete. There's the target line, 41-yard line of Cleveland. That's a 58-yard range right there. As Blackman chucks it deep, that is the end of that game. Portland was down just 27-13 with 2 minutes to go, but 2 pick sixes in the final minute makes that final score ugly, 41-13. Portland will fall to 2-2. Phoenix now 3-1. Powers hit as he threw, dumps it down. It's now 4th down, and because it's 4th down, Fresno, I don't think is going to call that last timeout. 4th down logic is weird. It's what I call a reset down. There's not as much code for it, especially with a running clock, and so it does look like, because it's 4th down in a tie game for Fresno, we are going to overtime. Our first overtime game in UFL history. We're knotted at 13. This game was 6-0 late into the 3rd quarter. And Fresno has won the toss. Now, I got to admit, as Alvarez goes down the sideline, overtimes are so rare, they are so unusual, that as Fresno's going to get the ball here, that in all of our testing, I don't believe we even had an overtime game. I'm pretty sure the rule is that if you score a touchdown on your first possession, the game is over. And if not, the other team gets an opportunity to possess the football. So I think that's what we're working with here, people. But we'll see. Fresno and Cleveland playing in our first UFL overtime game ever, as we get to watch them while Miami and New York is playing out the stretch. The Lightning are trying to get down the field for another score. Portland and Phoenix is a done deal, 41-13. They'll start overtime with a handoff to Cardiac Squid, and Squid 28 yards on 13 carries. And I want to ask you in the chat for your 3rd trivia question of the night, who's going to win, Fresno or Cleveland? Who's going to win, Fresno or Cleveland? Put it in the chat. You got a 50% chance of being right. And then I'll let you know who the lucky winner is. It's going to be a certain number in the chat, as Brando Black has New York into the red zone. Fresno's got the football first. Unfortunately, we cannot go full screen in Fresno, but you can do so on the video section of VFN, as that pass is caught to midfield to the Cleveland 48-yard line, so Fresno's on the move. First down and 10. Cleveland's got their backs against the wall as New York has scored a touchdown. Nicely done by Brando Black and the rest of the offense, getting down the field and scoring with 3:26 to go. Good drive for New York. 9:40 to go in overtime. 13-13. They'll flip it out. That was a backwards pass, and it's a fumble. Cleveland picks it up. Rahman on a screen. He's been great all day long. They're looking for a little bubble outside, but I believe the ball went backwards, which means it's a fumble. That is unclaimed corner Jamarcus Richmond forcing the fumble. His teammate scoops it up. Unclaimed linebacker Keyshawn Orion, and Cleveland has the football here in overtime, and I believe can win it with a field goal. That red line on the screen is the target line for a potential game-winning field goal. Swift on the carry makes it 2nd and 5. Meanwhile, Bullet Boletsky's up to 165. The record for rushing yards in a game this season is 183, I believe. But I don't want to take my eyes off the screen too much as Beletsky gets another carry up the middle, up to 179 for Beletsky tonight. 450 total yards for Miami. Cleveland in overtime after forcing the fumble is just at that field goal target line, 2nd down and 9. This code is all a little unfamiliar to you. Just don't know situationally what's going to happen here. 61st play for Cleveland offensively today. They'll keep it on the ground with Swift. And Fresno pulls a mask. Cleveland is going to get in much better range to win this game.
We got this.
Automatic first down.
First down to the Fresno 19-yard line.
Go now. 60 outlaw.
Cleveland, at least for the moment, keeps their offense on the field. Play fake. Covert. Fires. Tight end. Touchdown. Cleveland wins it in a walk-off. On the road in Fresno. Randall with the score. Cleveland's going to take it home 19-13. What a win for the Cleveland Bandits. Fresno's going to fall to 2-2. The Bobcats had the ball at the end of the 4th quarter and at the start of overtime. And at the end, Cleveland comes back and pulls off a shocker. 19-13. Meanwhile, Miami's looking for 40. Would be our second 40-burger of the night. This is a 50-yard field goal attempt. And Miami's got their 40. With 1:20 to go in that one, Chris Curtis and Eric Vincent coming up with Salt Lake and Vegas, a pair of 2-1 teams on UFL primetime. Cleveland wins the first overtime game in UFL history, 19-13. With 2 second-half touchdowns. Chad Powers can only look on in frustration. 1:20 left to go. Let's take a look at the games coming up on the schedule. As I mentioned earlier in the night, you can expect some slight modifications to the schedule that will expand the season by about 3 weeks. We're just trying to get the best product out possible to all of you. And by the way, the third person that guessed Cleveland wins that prize. That -5 drop. Let's see. That'd be Robert Henson. Robert Henson with the victory for that -5 drop. By the way, Neil Rivers, if you're still listening, your victory was also a -5 drop. The +5 boost is for getting the number of running backs over 100 yards correct, and we'll have the results of that on UFL Primetime tonight. So watch UFL Primetime to see to claim your prize for that first question of the night of how many 100-yard rushers would we have here tonight on game night. 1:03 to go in Miami. You can catch the box score of New York and Miami over on their isolated game in the video section of the Virtual Football Network. We got to step aside for prime time in just a moment as they're getting all fired up in Vegas for another huge game in prime time for Vegas. Remember, the last time they were on in prime time, I'm surprised they got a game so quickly. 41-0, a shellacking they took against Los Angeles. Salt Lake, their only other game in primetime, a 25-10 win over Denver, and they're trying to shake off a fourth quarter loss to the Washington Knights last week, 30-27. And we're just waiting for the clock to hit zeros in Miami right now. 40-17. New York's going to fall to 1-3. Black's going to take a sack here. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board. Dexter Murdoch with his second sack of the night. And that dance is justified.
Jet to the ball! Jet to the ball!
Not as much drama as we've had here on game night tonight, but we did get our first overtime game, so that's something. Black's pass is incomplete. 4th down and 18. Come on, New York. We appreciate you all sticking with us here. But coming up here on our next blocks on our schedule, Denver at Los Angeles. Talk about a couple of teams that are super desperate to turn things around. Austin at Montana. San Jose at Wichita. That should be a real test for Wichita. Washington at Florida. Two teams that have really struggled offensively at times this season. Those are your next 4 games on the slate. Deep shot on 4th down and 18 is incomplete. And we'll get a kneel down from Miami. Following that, next week we've got Charlotte at Miami, Cincinnati at Portland, the Vultures undefeated, Dallas at Cleveland, and Fresno at Chicago. A lot of interesting matchups there. As Bolesky gets his 31st carry, he will fall short of the UFL record for rushing yards in a game, but he doesn't care. Miami makes adjustments, and they clobber the Lightning 40-17. And there begins our final countdown of the night. Your final scores here on game night: Phoenix 41, Portland 13, Miami 40, New York 17, and in overtime, Cleveland comes back to top Fresno 19-13. From all of us at UFL Game Night and across the UFL, I'm UFL co-founder Cameron Irvine. Thanks for joining us on another presentation of the UFL on the Virtual Football Network. Don't go anywhere. Vegas and Salt Lake comes your way next on UFL Primetime. Eric Vincent, Chris Curtis have the call. Until next time here on Game Nights, we'll see you here.